I'm ready to go live now. Okay, welcome to this live class by Pathfinder, Saturday live with Pathfinder. Today, on the agenda we have is DI and LR. And in the next few days, we have more news regarding these live sessions. Probably we might have more live sessions aimed at a few topics or aimed at few areas which you all find difficult. So for today, we are going to have one caselet on arrangements, and the way forward will be very simple. I'll give you 10 minutes to solve this caselet, and at the end of 10 minutes, I will solve the caselet. If you're not able to give me any, if you're unable to solve, I will solve the caselet for you. Or in any case, I will solve the caselet. So, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is the caselet visible to all of you? Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
I hope so. Your time starts now. There is only one caselet, 10 minutes. This live will be pretty quick today.
So in the fifth line of the caselet, it is written the family with no kids came just before the family with no kids.
With 2 kids, I'm sorry. Please make that amendment. Where is that line? The family with no kids came just before the family with 2 kids. Please make that correction. I'm absolutely sorry. The family with no kids came just before the family with 1 kid. Please make that correction. Let me just have a look at the original. Just a moment, huh? Give me a moment, please. I'm sorry. Just one moment. I'm going to correct this. Okay, family with 2 kids came just before the family with no kids. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
And I will increase one more minute. I'm awfully sorry for that mistake. Family with 2 kids came just before family with no kids.
The fourth options are not visible below.
Now they are visible. Don't give me answers for one question. Okay. So how many of you have solved? This is a typical cat question with arrangements and a lot of information given, and a lot of information is scattered throughout the caselet. And that makes it a typical cat question. In order to approach such a question, you would do well to organize the information that is given in the para as you read. And the key is that you cannot read this particular thing more than once. So whatever you have to do, you have to do while reading the first time. The more the number of times you read, the more time you are going to waste. So the best way is, as you read, have a shorthand so that you remember whatever is mentioned in each part of the caselet. So let us try. Let us see if we can. So four families. So four families decided to attend the marriage ceremony of one of their colleague. One family has no kids, so I can write F0 to indicate that this family has no kids, while the others have at least one kid each. So now this F0 fails, but fine. F0 is the family with no kids, and since other families have at least one kid, you don't know how many kids they have. So you can indicate them by any random number F1, F2, F3. The only thing you got to remember is F0 is the family with no kid. Each family with kids has at least one kid attending. So at least one kid is attending. Given below is some information about the families who reached when to attend the marriage. The family with no kid, two kids came just before family with no kids. So obviously there is a family with two kids and there is a family with zero kids. So I will write F2 came just before F0, right? Shanti, who does not have any kids. So now we've got one person. So there is a wife, right? So wives are, one of the wives is Shanti. And since the number of kids is already known, I'll write zero kids. And since there are four people, I'll just create a table because there will be four wives, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And similarly, I'm yet to find out what else is there in the table. So I'll just keep this table half prepared. So Shanti, who does not have any kids, reached just before Sridevi's family. What does this information tell you? What does this information tell you? Shanti and Sridevi. What all can you deduce? Order. Shanti came just before Sridevi's family. What does this piece of information tell you? Anyone? Husband. It tells me that Shanti could not have been fourth to arrive. Shanti is either first, second, or third. The order. Have you understood? And look, Sunil and his wife reached last with their only kid. So obviously Sunil is not Shanti's husband. That is another information that I got to know. So Sunil plus wife is equal to 4. And what else is given? With their only kid. So only one kid. So Sunil has only one kid. So obviously Sunil can't be Shanti's husband. But can you tell me whether Sunil can be Sridevi's husband or not at this juncture? At this juncture, do you know whether Sunil can be Sridevi's husband or not? The answer is no. At this juncture, not. Correct? Anil is not the husband of Zoya, so we have a Zoya. We have a Zoya, and Anil is not her husband. So I've just written Anil on top, so it indicates that Anil is not the husband. And Anil and Raj are fathers. What does it tell you? Anil and Raj are fathers. What does it tell you? It tells me that Anil and Raj can't be Shanti's husband. Anil and Raj can't be Shanti's husband. So who's left? The person who's left must be Shanti's husband. Who is left? Raman is left. Correct? So Raman is left, and obviously Anil is somebody else's husband. But Anil is definitely not the husband of Joya. Sri Devi's and Anita's daughters go to the same school. So both of them have daughters. So both of them have at least one kid. At least one kid. Sri Devi and Anita. Both of them have at least one kid. So I just put a mark there. What else? Joya came before Shanti and met Anita. Joya came before Shanti. Right? So Shanti came before Sri Devi. And Joya came before Shanti and met Anita there. It means Anita would have already been there. So who's the first one to reach? We get the full order. Anita is the first one to reach. Joya is the second. Shanti is third, and Sri Devi is fourth. So obviously, who is Sri Devi's husband? Who is Sri Devi's husband?
Sir Sunil.
Sunil should be Sri Devi's husband. Correct? And now of the remaining two, Anil is not Joya's husband. So who can be Joya's husband? Raj can be Joya's husband. And obviously, Anil is Anita's husband. Right? And how many kids will Raj have? Raj has one, somebody attending and one kid who is not attended. So Raj has at least two kids. That's for sure. We can't find out the total number of kids for anybody. But who among the following arrived third? The order is very clear now. Shanti arrived third. The first one, the answer must be A. Name the correct pair of husband and wife. Raj is not with Shanti. Sunil is with Sridevi. So this is the correct pair. Of the following pairs, whose daughter go to the same school? Obviously, there are only two daughters, Sridevi's and Anita's, and their husbands are Sunil and Anil. So the answer must be Sunil and Anil, third. And whose family is known to have more than one kid for certain? So there's only one person who has definitely more than one kid, and that family is Raj's family. So your answer must be B. Have you understood how to approach?
So, but in
such
the
questions?
question, it is also given that Raman stays the farthest from the venue.
That is a useless
So,
piece of information.
so sir, can't we deduce that Raman would be the last to arrive because he stays
No,
farthest?
I could stay farthest, but the road is not as busy. And so I reach first. So do not deduce something which is not given. This information is practically of no use, no consequence. Because it does not tell you, suppose Raman didn't have any vehicle, then probably he would have arrived late. But suppose the others didn't have any vehicle and Raman had a vehicle. So there are a lot of ifs and buts. Unless there is a very clear indication in the caselet, do not assume anything extra other than what can be deduced clearly. Is this question clear? How many of you got at least one or two answers correct? Those of you who are on Zoom, just raise your hands if you got one or two answers correct. Yeah. So if you're unable to solve such caselets, my suggestion is sit and solve around 15-20 such caselets, and you will develop proficiency on solving these caselets. These caselets are not difficult at all, right? And you are more likely to get them right than wrong. So I hope you understood how to solve this caselet. Good evening, Akriti. I'm sorry, I did not even look at the YouTube. Good evening. Good evening. I hope those of you who are on YouTube are able to follow what I've said. But I have reached an end of today's live. Thank you very much for joining me today. And if you are appearing for CAT, if you are preparing for any of the MBA entrance exams, join me live every Friday, every Saturday at the same time, 6:30 p.m. And the next class will be on Friday, where again we will pick out one topic from maths, and we are going to do this live. For now, thank you.